Welcome back. You're still watching Your Story on the SABC News channel. So just how does the economic outlook shape up in the medium term? Well, according to the Stellenbosch University's Bureau for Economic Research, South Africa could face one of three economic growth scenarios ranging from negative right through to lucrative.
An economy at the crossroads, one that could see a negative baseline or upward growth levels. The baseline level is average growth of 2%, assuming that the fiscal outlook does not deteriorate. According to the Bureau for Economic Research, a negative growth level could be triggered by election outcomes next year.
The negative scenario would be that you get to the 2019 elections, the ANC loses significant support and they lose a lot of that support to the EFF, so that creates a bit of increased policy uncertainty. Mr. Ramaphosa is not able to push through his agenda, so you don't have the growth picking up to the same extent as in the baseline. It also means that your fiscal situation continues to deteriorate, and in that scenario, by early 2020, we then assume that Moody's will actually downgrade South Africa's credit rating to junk status.
A higher or upside growth level would be growth of about 3%. That growth will also depend on the policy direction post the 2019 elections.
The upside scenario would then obviously be sort of the opposite of that. Mr. Ramaphosa gets more traction in the second half of next year to push through more, let's call it pro-business type policies. That leads to higher confidence in fixed investment, so your growth rate is a bit higher, not 5%, but then you move into a scenario where your growth is not 2%, but you're looking at 3%, perhaps a bit better than 3%, and in that scenario, Moody's does not downgrade.
The research think tank says the presidential changes earlier this year, as well as the subsequent attempts to fight corruption and clean up state-owned companies, have not quite yielded higher fixed investment growth as expected. The Bureau for Economic Research believes that foreign investors will be looking at big South African corporations before committing to long-term investments, and they would also be looking at the effects of policy uncertainty and electricity challenges facing the country. Ulilani Philip, SABC News, Cape Town.